Hello once again, ladies and germs, to another video. My name is Professor Pokesword. You might remember me from Professor Pokesword's Guide to Zoomatalk, or from Cerebral Palsy. Anyway, today we're going to look at bipolar disorder. And let's take it away. Lesson 1. What is bipolar disorder? Well, I can safely say yes, that bipolar does not mean you have two polar bears as pets, yes. Although in recent years, I would say the last 5 to 10, maybe 10 years, yes, that polar bears are getting more common diagnosis for bipolar disorder. So yes, bipolar polar bears are very important. Very, very, yes, important that they get the right treatment. Yes, my good friend Brian Pan, the former frontman of the prog rock group Foch, with their dazzling extravagant stage shows and their 30-minute songs about toothbrushes, has dedicated a lot of time to supporting polar bears with bipolar disorder, yes. Anyway, I'm waffling on. Oh dear, Augustus Fruit Loop. What did you put in my tea? It was a bit more than a custard cream. Yes. So what is bipolar disorder? Bipolar disorder is a mental illness and a severe mood disorder where the sufferer experiences extreme mood swings that alternate on poles, i.e. mania to depression, which are placed into episodes which can last days, weeks, and even months, depending on what type of bipolar the sufferer has been diagnosed with. Yes, now we go on to symptoms of each episode, but I have also forgot to mention that there are different types of mania, depending on what type of bipolar that you have been diagnosed with. But I will get on to that later, yes. And now on to the second lesson. Lesson 2. Mania and hypermania symptoms. Number 1. Increased hyperactive energy. Number 2. Decreased need for sleep.
I'll have to have another wank again.
Number 3. Racing thoughts leading to a multitude of creative new ideas and plans for the future.
I'm going to build an anti-simp machine to stop all the Zoomers on Twitch donating to their Twitch bitches wanking in their hot tubs.
Number 4, increased sex drive, hypersexuality. Me so horny, I love you long time. Hey, you got girlfriend, you bought? Not this minute. Oh, me so horny, me love you too much. Me sucky. You give me 20 pounds for everything. Oro, eno, hand job, everything. Everything you want. Do you do a discount for disabled people? Fuck off. Number 5, hallucinations and paranoid delusions. Number 6, increased agitation.
Fuck selfies in the bathroom.
And now we go on to hypomania symptoms. Yes. Now, hypomania symptoms are experienced by sufferers of bipolar type 2 and other milder forms of bipolar disorder. Now then, the biggest difference between mania and hypomania symptoms is the severity of the symptoms. Yes. Many sufferers of hypomania do not require hospitalization, while the hypomania symptoms often last weeks more so than months. Yes. It is also very common for the sufferers of hypomania not to go to their GPs because they feel like they're in a highly productive period. Although, if the hypomania does not get treated, it can still lead to very reckless behavior. So it is very important you recognize the signs and make sure you get the treatment. Yes. Now on to the next lesson. Lesson 3. Depression symptoms. Number 1. Loss of interest in hobbies or everyday activities. Number 2. Increased need for sleep. Number 3. Feeling empty and worthless. Number 4. A lack of energy. Number 5. Feelings of overwhelming guilt and despair. Number 6. Suicidal thoughts. Lesson 4. What are the causes and triggers of bipolar disorder? Although it's not completely clear what is the main cause of bipolar disorder, there are several factors that triggers the symptoms of bipolar disorder. disorder, such as genetics, a family member or family members suffers with bipolar disorder. It is very common for bipolar disorder to be hereditary in families, yes, and to be passed down. Oh, fuck every dad. Seems John was never going to have much luck. Chemical imbalance in brain. Traumatic events such as a death of a family member, physical or emotional abuse. Lesson 5. How to get a diagnosis of bipolar disorder. Yes. So the first step you take is you go to your GP with somebody that you feel comfortable with. Whether it be a family member, a friend, or, if you're very lucky to get one, a support worker. And preferably see a doctor that doesn't have a cocaine addiction. Hello? Dr. Grant? Ambulance required for GP's office. So anyway, yes, once you explain your symptoms to the doctor will then refer you to your local community mental health team, where you'll get an appointment to see 2 specialists. Now, there's usually a waiting time for this, usually about 4 to 6 weeks. At the appointment, they will ask questions about your childhood and how long you've had the symptoms, and of course family history of mental illness. Yes. Yes. Poor St. John had to wait 3 times. 3 fucking times to get a diagnosis of bipolar disorder. Oh, fucking hell, Professor Pokesword. You're fucking telling me 3 fucking times. Count it with me. 1, 2, 3. 3 is a magic number, isn't it? Yes. Fucking sat there 3 fucking times. Like a pig waiting to be headed in a fucking abattoir. Stupid fucking questions by so-called specialists. Fucking Rachel. Rachel, the social worker. The special needs social worker. Yes, good old fucking Rachel, looking like a fucking reject blow-up doll from that Only Fools and Horses episode. Fucking sat there with her big balloons penetrating my face, which should have been classed as sexual assault, and in her childlike fucking voice going, "There's no mental illness. There's no mental illness. There's no mental illness. There's no mental illness." Like fucking Dorothy in Wizard of Oz. Yes, now John, you're getting overexcited now. Calm down, calm down. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry, Professor. Anyway, you're doing a great job. You're doing a great job with the video. Why, thank you very much. Fucking hell, son. Don't cream your perpendicular purple professor pants. Yes, now moving swiftly on. After convincing the so-called 2 specialists, they will then refer you to the psychiatrist, and an appointment with the psychiatrist will take another further 4 to 6 weeks, and then they will be able to give you a diagnosis. And now on to the last lesson. Lesson 6. Treatment and help for bipolar disorder. Number 1. Medication that will be effective in stabilizing moods. A psychiatrist will typically prescribe a mood stabilizer, but can often prescribe an atypical antipsychotic. The newer antipsychotics can act as a mood stabilizer. Yes, medication has become the most common treatment for bipolar disorder. And the practice of ECT has lessened in the last 50 years. I did ECT once. It was electrifying. Yes. So one of the first medications to treat bipolar disorder, when it was commonly known as manic depression, was lithium. But over the last, I would say, 20 years, antipsychotics have become an effective treatment in bipolar disorder, particularly the new atypical antipsychotics, such as quetiapine. Other medications can be added depending on the severity of the patient's symptoms. Stay in contact with the community mental health team. Yes, each patient is different, so it's not essential that you stay in contact with the community mental health team. The community mental health team can refer you back to your GP, which is your primary health care. Number 2. Therapy, counseling, and support groups. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy. CBT is a talking therapy that focuses on breaking the chain of negative thoughts that impact on your health and to help you think more positively. CBT sessions tend to last between 5 and 20 over a span of at least 2 to 3 months. To get CBT, yes, you can be referred by your GP or independently referred by the IAPT. Counseling. Yes. With the counseling, there are many different ways you can access counseling. One of the main primary ways of getting counseling is to be referred by the GP. The counseling may be held by the GP or in another primary care institution. Also, there are other organizations, independent charity organizations that can offer counseling depending on what part of the country you're in. Yes. Support groups, Bipolar UK, Mind. Yes. Attempting to obtain CBT and counseling can often be very stressful and incredibly time-consuming. So one of the easiest ways to obtain support is to refer yourself to a support group, such as Bipolar Bipolar UK and probably the most famous mental health charity is Mind. Although Mind do not specialize in bipolar disorder and tend to more so generalize in mental health issues, they can be very useful in helping bipolar symptoms. Mind specialize in courses such as anger management, anxiety, depression, and can even offer creative courses such as art and music. And that is a great way to meet like-minded people. And also very important, yes, is make sure you sustain a strong support network, whether it be family, friends, social worker, support worker, care worker. Very, very, very important that is, yes. And make sure you recognize the triggers. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next guide video. Yes, happy World Bipolar Day.